This cartoon looks at leadership where a manager doesn't trust his employees with the work that is set out in front of them to do. He feels he needs to be in control. This manager is achievement-oriented and expects the performance to be done to the highest level. He does not give his employees the freedom to look at the work that is expected of them to do. This cartoon is an example of different skills that someone can bring to a group or a team to make them stronger. They are trying to see how all the different skills can fit together by creating a strong team that will work well. This shows how to create an effective team by measuring an individual's composition, progress, work design, and context that they can bring to the team. They will either be more of a creator, competitor, collaborator, or like to be in control. By having everyone come dressed up as a different Lego block, one for each of the 4 different categories, we can make sure that we have a well-balanced group. This cartoon looks at business ethics within an organization or a company. The theory that is used in this cartoon is how ethics apply in the workplace, as there is a thin line between ethical and unethical. Making ethical behavior follows the 4 stages, the stages of moral development, locus of control, and organizational environment.
My task today was to provide some examples of Canadian companies that have great culture in the workplace. I have narrowed it down to about 3 organizations. They are the Great Little Box Company, Tim Hortons, and Earls. All 3 of these companies show different variations of good working cultures. So the first organization is the Great Little Box Company. This company has been rewarded for various competitions such as the Canadian 10 Most Admired Corporate Cultures, and as well as Canada's Top 100 Employers for 2013. This company provides marketing to other businesses, such as creating custom cartons, custom packaging, and as well as creative labels. The amazements that this company includes for their employees are: individual employees are provided with instant feedback on their design and layout of the work environments. They also create employee engagement programs, as well as provides well-equipped fitness facilities, volleyball courts, horseshoe pits, and even a dock if they want to launch a kayak or so on their breaks. Or even they provide employees to receive tuition subsides for courses related or unrelated to their job positions. As you can see, this organization strives on employee satisfaction. They're also using motivation to new levels, getting employees to feel appreciated, cared for within their company, which creates employees to become intense, have direction, persistent, eventually to increase their goals within the company or further their future. The second organization I'll be looking into is Earls Bar and Grill. This company takes great pride in their leadership skills in their company. They have 4 key values they work by: integrity, authenticity, being committed to something greater than oneself, and lastly, being the cause in the matter. With these 4 values, they believe their employees should be empowered, recognize greatness and success within themselves. They provide leadership meetings and gatherings to ensure all employees have a say and leadership within their roles. It's easy to be intimidated within a company, but allowing people to have opportunities will give them a chance to step up. Whether it could be mentoring less experienced employee, or even self-modeling leadership where you're creating personal goals, self-direction, and self-reinforcement within the company. And our last company is Tim Hortons. This company has surpassed many years but has kept the same values. They believe in fun atmosphere, working together, serving the neighborhood, helping you grow, and giving back. They strongly believe in having employees working together in a fun, fast-paced environment will create a sense of team. Staff support each other and work well together to create an ultimate guest experience. Tim Hortons ensures everyone will always find room to learn and thrive with new skills and new opportunities. One interesting thing that Tim Hortons brings is giving back to the community by creating camps so that kids from disadvantaged homes will have a lifelong position in being positive within the future. Tim Hortons has a great culture by satisfying and giving back to the community. When employees feel supported in a family environment, they will strive in their own jobs. With Tim Hortons giving back, employees feel a sense of pride knowing that they're helping the community by being larger than themselves. Therefore, they're feeling satisfaction within their job.
The film Horrible Bosses displays a wide range of organizational behavior concepts and examples in various workplace situations. There are 3 prominent horrible bosses presented in the film, and each uses a different form of harassment or bullying towards their employees. The first boss is David Harkin, who exhibits examples of reward and cohesive power. During the course of several months, Harkin has been using reward power by alluding to Nick that he's going to promote him to Senior Vice President of Sales.
Now, I know you've been working your tail off for that promotion, but I'm not sure I can even consider making you the Senior Vice President of Sales if I can't trust you. You can trust me. Yeah, now you sound like my wife.
However, Harkin falsely hinted towards Nick about being promoted as a form of motivating him.
He's right here in this room. It's me. What do you think? I've decided to absorb the responsibilities of the Senior VP position into my own. I've realized that if you want to get something done right, you've got to do it yourself.
Instead, Harkin promoted himself, taking on responsibilities of the Senior VP and taking 85% of the additional salary. This act enrages Nick and confronts Harkin. Nick threatens to leave the company and find a job somewhere else. In response, Harkin then applies cohesive power.
No, because they're going to want my letter of recommendation, right? So I'm perfectly willing to write that you are an insubordinate, dishonest drunk.
You can't do that. That's not true.
Let me tell you something. You stupid little runt. I own you. So settle in, because you are here for the long haul.
The second boss is Dr. Julia Harris. She sexually harasses her dental assistant, Dale Arbus. 3 criteria for sexual harassment include unwanted physical touching, continuous requests for dates when the person is clearly not interested, and cohesive threats to a person if they refuse this sexual proposition.
She already knows that you're a sex offender. And I think once she gets to look at these, she's going to believe me.
What is that?
Do you remember your first week here, Dale? When I changed the crown on your second bicuspid?
Yeah.
Well, I just took a few pictures.
You did all this while I was unconscious?
Julia succeeds in meeting all 3 criteria for sexual harassment.
This little sweetheart right here is going to get a peek at my little photo album.
Finally, the third boss is Bobby Pellet. He stereotypes his employees to the point of prejudice. The accountant, Kurt, is called in the Pellet's office and ordered to trim the fat.
Okay, what else? Oh, yeah, we gotta trim some of the fat around here.
Trim the... What do you mean by trim the fat?
I want you to fire the fat people.
What?
They're lazy and they're slow and they make me sad to look at.
You can start with Large Marge. Marge, can you come in here, please?
Pellet also perceives cripples as creepy and demands that the cripple leaves his parking pass in the office so Pellet can use it for his own personal use.
You can fire Professor Xavier.
Who are you talking about? You mean Hank?
Yeah, creeps me out, rolling around all day in his special little secret.
Each boss has their own inappropriate way of interacting with their employees. The network television program Marketplace showcases real estate agents participating in double-ended sales, which breaks their company's code of ethics. The real estate company featured in the show believes in helping their customers, not taking advantage of them for their own personal gain.
If there's ever a concern about how a trade transpires, that's what we're here for. If we find that there's non-compliance with the rules, we will prosecute to the fullest extent of the law.
Double-ended sales is when real estate agents make a commission from both the seller and the buyer. They also attempt to block higher bids from other realtors, preventing themselves from losing their second commission.
This was supposed to be Kevin Whalen's forever home, the perfect place to raise his family.
You lost this one.
Yep.
He was devastated when he discovered it sold to another buyer for $30,000 less than he tried to offer.
The listing agent himself had also brought the buyer forward, and that's when we thought that's why our offer wasn't accepted.
What do you make of that?
I think he purposely blocked our offer so that he would get double commission.
The realtors' selfish acts mislead their clients and prevent them from receiving a higher offer for their property.
The article I found called To Motivate Employees, Do 3 Things Well by Emma Sapala. In her article, she states that a recent Gallup poll showed that 70% of employees are not engaged or actively disengaged at work. She describes 3 traits that are very beneficial to managers for motivating employees. The first trait is inspiration. This is a broad word, but in the aspect of motivation, it deals with adding meaning to the employee's work. This can be done in a number of ways. First being education. Educating employees on exactly their job and how it benefits the organization as a whole is key to giving meaning to their work. Another way this can be done is by allowing employees to interact directly and indirectly with customers. This will show employees how they are benefiting society and people by doing their job. The next trait is kindness. It is well known that people in general respond better to kindness when dealing with authority figures. Using a kind tone of voice when giving criticism is important in keeping a positive relationship with employees. People who have positive relationships with their managers tend to be more motivated and focused. The third and final trait is self-care. It is beneficial for the organization that managers take an interest in their employees' personal and work life. This entails making sure their basic needs are met. Employee wellness programs are already widespread in many organizations and have been shown to increase motivation and focus because it takes stress off of the employees so they are more active at work. It will also help employees actively pursue goals set by their managers.